What's up, guys?
Yeah!
Mazza podcast. Today's guest, we got Stanley J. Cohen here.
Yes, I made it.
He made it to the podcast.
I made it.
Very excited. What we're gonna do this week is we're gonna try to get the last week's recaps in. Do a quick preview of next week, but like I said, previews mean nothing because this is fantasy and fantasy sucks. So that's where we go.
Projections mean nothing.
Projections mean nothing. So let's head over to our Mazza League, and we got our stat sheets in front of us, and we will begin with. Let's see. Let's go. Let's pick Dagme and Moses. Dagme and Moses. Hearns when I pee.
Hearns when I pee, baby.
And Batman. Okay, this matchup, Moses took it. It seems like Moses has got one of his rare wins on the season.
2 in a row now for Moses.
It's 2 in a row, and you know what?
He's coming.
He is.
Machine's on West Coast feed.
He's on West Coast feed, but he's banking big on the Bucks.
What's wrong with banking on the Bucks?
He's got Cameron Brate and Doug Martin showing that he's a very solid start. Dag did not get much. He didn't get much from his top receiver, and I think he's in trouble with Devontae Adams.
You mean Odell? Odell didn't give him much last week. What happened?
He's too busy peeing on fire hydrants. He's got a problem with Devontae Adams going forward. Aaron Rodgers going down is going to kill every single Packer. That's the truth.
Yeah, but I mean, he still had nice days from some of the guys. But
okay. So now
the problem is he had duds.
He had duds.
He had Thomas with 2.5 points. He had Gillislee with 2.5 points.
Gillislee's not really a dud, though.
It's a dud.
It's not a dud because you're not expecting much from him.
I don't know. You know, like 2 points. He fumbled. He got benched. That was the end of that. You know, Funches 5 points. These guys.
I'll listen.
I mean, not that it's much from them, but yeah, he was protected for 121.
Not that it's making a difference, but benching Duke Johnson after the last few starts that he's been having over Gillislee, I think that didn't matter in the end. Dagme is not getting much from. He got 8 points from his tight end, which I think between me and him matches both our tight ends' production for the whole season combined.
The real killer in both these guys, right? Stafford on Dagme, Breeze with Moses. The score was 52-38 in that game, and the quarterbacks combined for 24 points.
Crazy.
That's unacceptable. You would never think that in a game where there was was that 90 points?
Drew Brees, 10 points with ridiculous. 52 on the board.
Ridiculous.
I hear that.
Both guys got let down. Moses pulled out the win anyways. Lucky him.
Moses pulled out the win. Dag is on his, if I'm not mistaken, second loss in a row.
Second loss in a row. Dag was 4-0.
4-0.
Now it's 4-2.
It's 4-2.
Fourth place. Moses now what? Let's see. Moving on up. Let's see the standings. Moses now moving up to 10th place. All right. Moses. 10th place.
All right. He's not willing to hang out with the cemetery and the Browns over there. Which leads us to our next matchup, which was the ugliest matchup of the week. Sherrari and Mocas. Good God. Oh, my God.
96 aces. It's like Knicks Heat from the 90s, this matchup. Oh, my God.
I don't even know where to start. I'm going to go Golden Tate with Sherrari's 20. One guy was 20% of the production on his entire team.
Oh, my God. And the other way, you had Kelvin Benjamin put up 15 points. That's 20% of Mocas' team.
So, you know, he banked on some guys. Terrell Pryor's been nothing coming off a bye. After a huge week with Cousins, you thought something was going to go into fruition there. Nothing came up.
Nothing.
Ben Roethlisberger, you got to start thinking. Is Ben Roethlisberger going to be?
Big Ben on the road is not good to start, and this year he's struggling extra. But this was a game for Le'Veon Bell. I mean, he complained about it before the week, and then they gave him 40 carries. So, wasn't the best game for him, you know. But Big Ben is not the problem here. I mean, Kobe Fleener, 0 points. Devontae Freeman, 9 points. Martavis has been nothing all year. These guys,
I gotta say,
is not a good team. Mocas, what happened here, man?
I'm looking at this team, and neither of these two guys, neither of Mocas or Sherrari had guys on substantial bye except for LaShawn McCoy, and they're putting guys out there like Mike Wallace. I mean, he's a guy, and Matthews, but these are guys that are not going to do great for their season, and.
Yeah, these are wide receiver threes that Sherrari's starting on a week-to-week basis. He also has Watkins.
But you know what?
Another wide receiver 3.
At the end of the day,
Tate's out for a few weeks.
At the end of the day, Sherrari's 4-2 right now.
Sherrari is 4-2. Okay, his schedule has been amazing. What is he? Let me look at the standings here. He's 4-2. He's in 6th place in points. He's second to last, just ahead of Mocas.
He's got to pull 3 more wins for the rest of the season, and he'll be sneaking into a playoff spot.
Sherrari has the top defense in the league. Least points against. He's rolling. He's the cooler.
It's the cooler.
The
Iceman, like Moses was in his W12 season.
It's dangerous. It could carry. We've seen
Mocas's team is not going to be going any further.
I don't want to say too many bad things about Mocas because he's awesome.
I'm
playing him this week. I don't want to jinx anything. I don't know. You should just join another league that starts from week 7 and just see what you got. Because this team.
Let's go to the next matchup. We got the Fantasy Cemetery versus Masanu Henbe'enecha.
What's that? Who? Masanu Henbe'enecha. There you go.
Masanu.
There you go. Very nice. Alsaf, way to go. A+. A+.
He just keeps bringing it. I like it. All right. So this matchup. Alsav pulled a win by 3 points.
With a 0 in his lineup. Ellington, 0 points. Hoyer, 1 point. Hilton, 2 points. Cobb, 4 points. Still pulled the win.
If some way. If Ez walks himself to this fantasy cemetery, wherever the location may be, digs a 6-foot hole and buries himself into it, at least he'll be happy. On his tombstone, it'll be written, I have Leonard Fournette. I have what will be a first-round pick next year, and I think that's what he's walking away his season with.
Until he dies. He might die soon. You never know. It's cemetery. Alternative history. Duke traded Elijah McGuire for Devontae Parker. Ez started him at 2.20 points. Had he not started him, his other option is Ed Dixon. Ed Dixon gives him the win. Okay, so not only did Ezra trade for a third-string Jets running back,
or he would have started
Jets running back,
or he would have started Hogan.
Hogan's quarterback.
Oh, Hogan's quarterback. That's true.
Third-string Jets running back.
He also killed.
That cost him the week, predictably, we'll say, because why would you even start that guy?
And Ezra's Ezra. You know, we're gonna add this. Little notation every week. Who died this week from Ezra's team?
Oh, who died?
Hogan. I mean, he's
Hogan,
questionable.
He's questionable. Yeah. Okay.
Hogan died, and that's Ezra's.
Hogans.
That's Ezra's dead man of the week. Ezra's got Halloween coming up in a couple weeks. That's where hopefully all the dead men come alive.
Imagine. Wow, his team goes 8 for that 1 week.
Ah, man, we'll see what happens there.
I'm looking at his team. It's not a bad team. He got screwed in.
And I like to point out also,
Will Fuller, by the way. What's the deal with Will Fuller?
Yeah.
Watson just makes everybody gold around him. You know, Moses is riding Hopkins now. And this guy Fuller every week touchdown.
Can I mention something that I was thinking about earlier last week? These two guys, Mocas and Alsav, were fighting over at the draft.
Oh man, Hoyer and
put up 1.13 points.
Who was the alternative? Bortles? Hoyer versus Bortles. fighting. Hoyer lost his job now. It's over.
And Hoyer's gone. Yeah, I mean, it's Brian Hoyer. This matchup was a shitty matchup. Also, Alsav pulled the win. Alsav's
18 points from suck up on Monday night for Alsav. That's probably what got him the win. 6 field goals.
Oh man!
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's true. The Monday night.
It wasn't 6 field goals. It's probably 5 field goals and a bunch of extra points.
Ez thought he was winning going into that night.
18 points.
First place, Duke versus Nemo.
Duke.
I gotta say, Duke lost. It's a huge hit for him for the rest of the season.
Shalom. Aaron Rodgers.
Wonder if there's any room in the fantasy cemetery for Aaron Rodgers.
I think I should trade for him. Just principal.
And And I actually give Duke a trade for the season because has Duke made any deals this season?
He raped Ez for McGuire.
Oh, he raped Ez
for
McGuire. That's true.
Parker
Okay, so
McGuire.
you might as well let's throw Aaron Rodgers into that deal somehow. Commish, let's make it happen just so Ez can have the cemetery filled with at least one star in it. Duke got 22 points out of his defense, which I guess was the difference maker in this one.
Yes. That's the margin of victory right there. 22 defense. Nemo's was only 9.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Duke's not going to be hurting too much in the quarterback. I think he can cruise into the playoffs. See if he can make a deal in the next few weeks for a decent quarterback. But he has Tyrod and Deshaun Watson.
Duke fell ass flat into Deshaun Watson as the number 1 quarterback. The guy's rolling, setting records every single week. And now he has Tyrod as a second quarterback. And Tyrod, I love Tyrod. No weapons, but he gets it done every week. He
makes it happen.
Puts up points.
And because another week goes by where Nemo can't get more than 3 points out of Amari Cooper, I think it's time to put him away. It's time to put him away. It's time to start putting.
Who are you gonna put in there? Jamison Crowder.
Nemo
with Adrian Peterson on his bench.
Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody saw it coming, and it's.
Nobody saw it coming. He was cursing us for convincing him that he was a bench guy. Duke can lay low for a while now. Duke should start building his playoffs roster.
You know what? I was 5-1 last year. I planned for the playoffs. I finished 6-7. I came in 7th place. I didn't make the playoffs. So Duke, plan for the playoffs. Make your plans.
Oh,
Duke lost Emmanuel Sanders this week. That's semi big.
Yeah, I heard high ankle sprain. He'll be out for a couple weeks. But
I have Benny Fowler, Duke. If you want him, come talk to me.
All right.
If you don't want him, talk to me anyways.
Now we'll go to my matchup. What happened, Homer?
Yeah.
All right. So now we got my matchup versus Moshal. This matchup was never supposed to even be a matchup. I had my entire bench on bye, as you can see.
Respectable put up.
You know what?
112.
I got to say, if I'm not mistaken, I would have had this matchup if not for that clown catch that Antonio Brown made. I think the win was mine if not for that stupid catch. But way to go, Moshal. You put up 126, which is a league average. It was a great point there.
Hit his projection on the nose.
On the nose. But, yeah, you did good. Not a crazy game by anybody on your team except for Antonio.
Antonio had a good game. Safari and Jenkins should have had 2 touchdowns. Got screwed by the refs. McCown, 20 points. Patriots even sucks, bottom line. You're competitive with guys putting up, 1 point, 2 points. All these random. You had Roger Lewis and Dante Foreman and Willie Snead on his first game back. All putting up, nothing.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Bye weeks. Elliott, Dalton, Bryant, Baldwin, Seattle defense. Bye. Yeah. That's an all-star team.
It's my entire bench. My entire bench is my team. I was actually planning, if not for Eifert, I was telling you today that if not for Eifert having news that he might need surgery, I was actually planning on starting Eifert on a bye, but that happened. I dropped him and went with some other shitty tight end that has been killing me all season. This streaming tight ends has been so brutal. You can ask Dagmy about it. You can ask a couple other guys I know. But hopefully I got Rudolph today.
And to an end for you. Hopefully the trade works out for you.
That's it. Hopefully this is my ending of streaming tight ends, and I can just go into a good time. Good Kyle Rudolph. Let's see if that works out. Next and final matchup, I think. This is the final matchup. Now,
me and Chuck.
I was hoping Chuck. You were telling me that Chuck did not.
Not one peep from Chuck.
Oh, another thing. Wait, let me go back to my matchup Chuck. For a second. Yeah, just something I was reading today, and I think I mentioned it to you earlier. Aguilar is put up 13 points for me on Thursday night. Aguilar is the number 15th ranked wide receiver in the game right now.
Trade him to Ez for Fournette.
What a crazy thought. Just wanted to put that out there. I would have never guessed it. I would have put him somewhere in the 30s, maybe even 40s. And with that stat, I also read that Amari Cooper has the third worst third worst points for a starting wide receiver, only behind Zay Jones and some other dude.
Poor Zay Jones can't catch the ball.
Oh, it's terrible.
I don't understand it with I don't understand it with Cooper. I don't understand it at all. He has so much talent.
I mean, he drops his guy.
He's got a good quarterback, and he's got another receiver taking away coverage. So what's the problem? It's not like he's getting triple coverage every triple cover.
Cooper has more drops than Ezra Shrem in MB3.
Oh man, don't hear SVP. Got MVP.
Oh man. I'm psyched. I was going to use Duke.
I'm so happy we have a date.
I was going to use Duke as the drop guy, but Duke's on our team that we just learned a couple hours ago.
We just found out Duke's on our team. We made fun of him yesterday that he wasn't on our team.
But we just learned that Duke is on our team, and we can't shit on guys that are on our team. So I had to pick Ez. I don't think Ez is. Oh, you know what? Let's end the podcast with an MB3 preview. I like it. Okay. We'll go for it. Since we have a date now, we'll do it.
November 19th, baby. I can't wait.
All right, so let's go to the last matchup now. Charles versus Stan. I thought Charles would send you a couple of trash knock voice notes.
I wish. Oh man, it would have been so sweet. But I think deep down he knew he had no chance. He didn't even want to start. Not like he's playing Sherrari's shitty team.
What was it about Sherrari that he'll trash talk Sherrari, but he won't give you time of day?
Because look at Charles' team. Look at Sherrari's team. Charles' team is a good team. Sherrari's team is not a good team. Or not a great team. It's a good team, not a great team. So Charles is confident. He'll trash talk Sherrari all day long. With me, he didn't say a word except, "Oh, you have bye week central. I'm going to crush you." Yeah. That was last Sunday, and then afterwards he just wrote that he hates me.
Yeah,
that's that. I wish I got some voice notes,
You gotta feel
something from Charles so I can make fun of him. Put it in the chat. Instead, I just settle for a 30-point win.
Charles at least should feel some relief knowing that Carlos Hyde put up 22 points.
Yeah, but you know what? I wouldn't feel relief because even though it says in his notes he outsnapped Matt Breida 56-17. That's great and everything, but he had 22 points on the backs of 2 touchdowns. Otherwise, he had 13 rushes for 28 yards. It's just fluky production. It's not. It's
still like, 2 touchdowns.
It is, but I'm saying
you get your team to the 5-yard line. Any running back is going to try to put it in.
I agree. It's nice, but it's not bankable on touchdowns. They're unpredictable. So the yards weren't there.
So you're saying Charles still needs to look out there for a reliable running back because he's got Latavius.
So. I think his trio of Hyde, Montgomery, and Kamara is more than enough.
Just happens to be this week they didn't put up.
Yeah, Montgomery put up 3. He's half injured, so you take that away. Hyde 22, Kamara 10. Kamara's been 10 every week. He gets catches, he gets rushes, he gets everything.
That's the way he's been.
A solid guy. I think he's fine, and he has the receivers. He has Jordy, he has Garcon, he has Evans, he has Jermaine Kearse, who's like awesome.
He's in trouble now with Winston. Is Winston going to play this Sunday? Charles paid big bucks for the backup.
$32 for Brett Hundley.
And
that connection.
And I gotta say, Charles sent me a voice note today as to the fact the brains behind paying $32 for Brett Hundley. He said he needed a quarterback big time for when Marcus Mariota is on bye next week. Happens to be Tennessee and Green Bay have the same bye week.
Smart, looking ahead there.
So
smart guy. It's okay. He has enough guys in his bench to plug in the flex there. For me, this was a big win. I did it without Russell Wilson. I did it without AJ Green. I did it.
You always want to feel good when you have that win when 2 main guys are on bye. You want to get that win.
It was an important win.
Thank you, Le'Veon Bell. Thank you, Rob Gronkowski.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. My team is a solid team, and I got to just beat Mocas this week. So should be no problem. Walk in the park. All
right. So then week 7. Week 7 really quickly shows Alsav versus Moses. This is 2 teams that are not great, but
Alsav's 4-2, by the way.
Yeah, listen.
Surprise.
He's 4-2. 2 teams that are not great, like I said, but good enough that they can give.
4-game winning streak for Alsav. It's hot.
I'm gonna go predict a Moses win here.
Let me take a look here.
I'm gonna predict a Moses win here. But I have no doubt.
It's very tight. 115 to 113 in projections. Let's see what's going on here. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, they're each starting. They're all starting their starters.
Breeze, Prescott. It's a fun matchup. There's good guys here. Both of them have one good quarterback and one weird quarterback, right?
Yep.
Prescott and Trubisky against Breeze and Keenum.
Yeah.
Moses starting the trifecta for the Vikings: Diggs, McKinnon, and Keenum. So that's fun times there.
Who's starting quarterback now for the? Is it going to be Keenum?
It's Keenum for now, but Bridgewater's coming back, and Bradford, who knows what's going on with him? His legs falling off. They're putting some gas on it. To get the horse jizz from Duke's dad.
I got a big break this week. But it's going to come.
Because he's playing Ezra.
I mean, it might come on the backs of losing Zeke for the playoffs, possibly. But Zeke lives another week. I'm projected for 131 right now. I don't even have a kicker. I don't know if I'll start a kicker, but maybe that's getting too cocky.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I want to see it.
So this matchup I thought was kind of interesting. This is Yossi versus the
team that Yossi drafted versus the team that Yossi traded.
This is like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl in 2001. It was Gruden versus Gruden last year. This is the Yossi Bowl. This is Yossi's team versus Yossi's old team with Hogan, Thielen, Fournette, Mixon. Yeah, pretty much all my guys versus me.
It's pretty funny.
So I'm guaranteed a win out of here. This one.
Yep.
No matter how it comes out, I'll take it with happiness. Tight matchup projected with Sherrari and Dagme.
Dagme.
Both these two guys, nothing would make them happier than to pull out a win on this one. If Sherrari gets a win, he's 5-2, and if Dagme gets a win, his broken down team gets a win, and he'll also be 5-2.
Yeah,
either team will be 5-2.
Big matchup. And you got Dagme starting C.J. Beathard and Jacoby Brissett as his two quarterbacks.
I want to say I don't know.
Uphill climb for him.
I don't know if either of these two teams are going to be very confident going into the playoffs with the team they have right now. But I mean, if either one of them get 5-2, they should be looking good for a playoff spot. So I can't believe it's week 7 already, and we're talking playoffs.
Sherrari's running back's got to score a touchdown already. This is McCoy, especially McCoy. McCoy needs like 3 touchdowns this week. Just four touchdowns, 5.
No.
Let's just go.
Nope. Hopefully he dies just for this week.
He's due. He's so due. Oh, speaking of that, by the way, last week I was texting Nemo. Because Charles has Winston and Evans. So I said, maybe I should wish for like a little Evans injury just this week and next week because I'm playing Evans and he plays the Bills next week.
Okay.
Hit Winston instead. It's my bad.
Yeah.
Hit Winston. Small injury. Either he's playing injured or he's not playing, and Fitzpatrick's going to rape us. So
yeah,
I'm hoping that Winston gets in and just is half effective. That's what I settled on that.
Yeah, you got a Fitzmagic coming back to Buffalo.
Very scary.
I would assume so.
Last year, he came back to Buffalo and put up 400 yards in week 2 against the Bills.
Wow.
That Thursday night game where you guys were in my house watching me cry.
Put the numbers back. Let's go. I'm down with Fitzmagic back in Buffalo. Next matchup, Moshel and Nemo. You got it. I don't know what Nemo would do with himself if he lost this matchup.
Nemo projected to win by 2 touchdowns.
And Moshel doesn't. Neither of them. Oh, okay. So they're both missing a kicker, and one of them is missing a defense. I don't know. Nemo doesn't like losing, and to lose to Moshel, I don't think that would make him very happy. So
he needs a nice start on Thursday night. Thursday night, it's Hill and Cooper against Kareem Hunt. That'll dictate a little bit of where things are going.
And with
Cooper puts up a 0 again, and Hunt puts up a nice 20 spot. Nemo's not going to look.
Nemo wasted no time on Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. Adrian Peterson was in his lineup.
I think it was Sunday at 5 p.m. He put it in for this week. He was just so excited to get his guy in there. He was waiting and waiting for him to become a guy, and now looks like he is one.
And note to mention, he still has Josh Gordon on his bench for some reason.
I offered Nemo a trade today. Josh Gordon was involved in the trade. I won't go any further than that. But just Nemo, it's on the table. Let's go.
Ah, man.
Let's go.
Okay, so then we got
Chuck Duke.
These two guys haven't really put up their collusion trade yet. It's coming because Charles is falling apart. His team is on a couple of weeks' loss. He loses to Duke. Duke's going to pull up that collusion trade and say, "Listen, buddy, we got something going on here. Let me go into the playoffs. You give me Evans." And
Duke's team is hurting a little bit. The guys are Sanders out, Rogers out, Powell's questionable. McFadden's not a guy anymore. He was a guy for like 20 minutes today, but like. Parker is still questionable. His team is hurting.
I love the tenacity that Duke has, still keeping Rogers on his bench over there. Still has hope that, maybe he might come back.
Week 16, he's coming back.
Week 16, Aaron Rodgers is coming back. He has a broken collarbone, which he missed 7 weeks on his last broken collarbone. That wasn't even his throwing shoulder. I don't know. Duke, I think it's time to give up. Stan has a bye week. Yeah, Stan's got a bye week.
Did we call any winners for the last matchup?
No. We'll do that.
Any of them?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that in a minute. Stan's got a bye week. It says here, priest mode against bye.
I love Mocas.
Oh, no, there is a team there. Yeah, it says Browns. Okay.
Browns.
All right, it's Mocas. Never mind.
I think Mocas should pick up Deshaun Kaiser just to...
Might as well be a bye.
To be the Browns. He already has Crowell.
If we're going to put predictions, you want to start with predictions? I think you got the easy win over here.
I'll take it.
I also think. I'm going to say Duke beats out Charles only because James Winston doesn't start.
Doesn't start? You think he's not going to start?
I don't think James Winston's going to start.
But then he has Brett Hundley, a $32 man.
Yeah.
Coming against the Saints defense.
I don't know.
I like Charles in that matchup.
McCarthy, did you hear McCarthy on that press conference with Hundley? He was very they asked him, somebody asked him about bringing back maybe a possibly Tony Romo.
Oh, yeah, go for that.
He got upset and he said, Hundley's been our guy for 3 years. We've been grooming him for 3 years, ready for something.
He's been good in the preseason, though. Okay. Hundley has been, but let's see if it translates. I think Chuck takes this one.
What's your prediction on Alsav versus Moses?
Alsav versus Moses, I am going to go with Alsap to stay hot. 4 in a row, now 5 in a row. I think he takes it.
I'm going to disagree. I think I go Moses on this one.
I just can't see, I don't know, Moses' team producing so much here. Baltimore defense, he's going against Baltimore defense a lot, and the Bills defense a lot. These are 2 good defenses in the league. And Seattle, all those matchups are tough matchups this week. I don't see it. I think have with Hilton and Landry and Cobb, Prescott against San Francisco, Gordon against Denver, but still, I don't know. I think these guys are going to put up. He's benching Ellington.
Moshel versus Nemo. Who do you have on that one? And is that an easy one? Do we have an upset special in place?
I think Nemo takes it. I think Nemo on the back of Brady takes it. I think Brady has a big game this week against Atlanta.
Hard to see Nemo not taking that one. Me versus the Cemetery.
I think you got this one.
I got this one?
I think you got this one.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Ez is going to pull out.
You're starting Wayne Goldman in his flex. You're starting Darkwa. Battle of running backs on the Giants. The problem is he had no one else. You can put anybody there.
Yeah, I can throw in a couple other guys. Yeah. It's not a matter of...
Thielen, Hogan, Gabriel are his receivers. Yours are Julio Jones, Bryant, and Baldwin. So, not a close matchup there. But the more I think about it, though, the Julio trade, not as bad as I originally thought, but still... bad.
I
think
it's
the $2 though. The $2, I can't get over it. I don't understand how that happened. I understand the Metro card theory. I understand it, but it just boggles my mind that he had to give you $2. I guess I've never been raped like that.
Like I said, I want to coin the term Metro card rapist. I think for anybody that trades with me going forward, I expect the Metro card back home.
I just trade with you. I didn't Metro card you.
You tried to Metro card me.
I Metro card you. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
It's too good.
Okay, so just a couple announcements before we shut down. We got a location for not a location. I'm sorry. We got a date for Mazza Bowl 3.
Finally.
I think it's November 19th, the week after Stan's anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Nice shout out.
November 19th is the date. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't do the preview because we're too biased.
Here's the preview. We're gonna win. We're gonna kick ass. It's gonna be awesome. Shut out. Go shut out. Shut out.
Shut out.
Am I too confident?
That's what we were saying. Next week's podcast is going to be live from the New York Aquarium.
What? Really?
As we have a co-host with the shark himself.
baby.
And he's been taking notes from now, hoping to bring up these crazy stats. He's ready. He's been waiting for this. He's been waiting for a podcast spot since Booba Jones has been making his podcast about 10 years ago.
This is my first podcast. It's the Booba Jones podcast, a long time ago.
There you go. We're ready, and we're gonna close it up. Good luck to everybody. Hopefully, it's a nice week. I'll be watching the game on Sunday with Stan and Fam. You're more than welcome. I know Charles is a Bucks fan with Winston and Evans there. I know Moses is a Bucks fan with Brait and Doug Martin.
I like it.
So
Duke is a Bills fan.
Duke is a Bills fan.
We have McCoy. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Party by Stan's parents. Talk to you later, guys. Have a good one.
Love you guys.